The riveting Depp versus Heard trial that tested all through April and March seems to be throwing aftershocks even today. On opposite ends of the highly publicized defamation case, many truths and lies were uncovered that had been making rounds on social media for years now. As it so happens, numerous celebrities came forward to show support and share their story. Kate Moss, it seems, still has a lot to say, so let's get started. First up, let's talk about Kate Moss shedding some light on why she came forward to testify during the trial. The very secretive British supermodel, who seldom ever grants interviews to the media, testified as a rebuttal witness for Depp back in May to refute reports that he pushed her down a flight of stairs. When asked about her participation in the Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard trial, Kate Moss said she testified in favor of her ex because she believes in the truth. The supermodel's attendance at the high-profile celebrity trial became a hot topic in the costly legal dispute between Depp and his ex-wife Heard. Moss has clarified her motivation for getting involved and reopened a conversation about the incident on social media after defending her ex-boyfriend against allegations that he allegedly kicked her down the stairs. During a weekend visit to BBC's Desert Island Discs, stated, "I believe in the truth and I believe in fairness and justice." Next up, why was Kate, a former girlfriend with no current ties with two individuals, even called to testify? Heard once brought up Moss during her testimony as evidence to strengthen her case. Defendant Amber Heard referenced the rumors way back when as a reason to justify our getting physical against her then-husband. According to Heard's testimony, in which she stated that she just saw her younger sister with her back to the stairs and Johnny swinging at her. According to the Aquaman actress, that scene caused her to simply not wait or hesitate and simply swing at him because she had a flashback of Kate Moss and the stairs. Heard bringing up the former girlfriend offered Depp's attorney the chance to call her as a rebuttal witness. That's just what a good legal team does, we think. But that's not all. Fun fact, when the ex-wife referenced Moss while testifying, Depp's lawyer Benjamin Chu enthusiastically pumped his fist, as she had opened the door for Moss's evidence. And sure enough, Heard's third-party report of the incident was disputed by the British supermodel. Depp's legal team approached the Westwood actress to testify and set the record straight. When the incident in dispute happened, the couple was on holiday in Jamaica. According to Moss's testimony, the two were leaving the room, and Johnny had exited the room before she did. During their vacation trip, a storm had just passed, which meant the stairs were slippery, causing the actress and supermodel to tumble down the stairs as she left the room. She had bruised her back, which caused her to yell because of the pain she was in. The model had no idea what had happened to her, and contrary to Amber's claims, Johnny quickly returned to assist his then partner, brought her back to her hotel room, and sought out medical treatment for his girlfriend. Well, that move didn't seem to pan out well for her now, did it? And the fact that a situation this simple got twisted enough to be spoken about in a testimony decades later is comical at best. I know the truth about Johnny. The British model had further stated that, in fact, he didn't kick her down the stairs during the incident in question or any other time during their relationship. And according to the A-list celebrity, the truth has to be said. Kate only spoke for about 4 minutes, but the Depp fans on social media showered her with high praise. The multi-million-dollar defamation action between Depp and Heard was eventually won by the Pirates of the Caribbean actor and his legal team. It had to do with an opinion piece his ex-wife wrote in 2018 in which she claimed to have experienced domestic abuse and was now the face of domestic violence. Next up, what else did Kate Moss have to say? When questioned about Depp and Heard's trial, she referred to her friend and fellow fashion designer John Galliano, a former Dior designer who was convicted guilty of antisemitic harassment in 2011 after hurling comments at a Parisian bar in public. The 48-year-old model declared that she believed in the truth, as well as fairness and justice. She stated that she was aware of John Galliano's good character, but no doubt he had a drinking issue, and people started to turn on him. She elaborated on her statement by sharing sympathies and saying that when people are drunk, they aren't themselves, and they say things that they would never say if they were sober. Kate's kind sentiments and a recognition of the drastic effects of addiction and alcohol abuse is exactly what we need in today's world. If you ask us, her addition to the statement actually clarifies any doubts onlookers might have of her coming forward to testify in a case this blown out of proportion. The stakes were high, no doubt, but she left us all in awe of her grace and honesty in 4 minutes. Imagine that. Now let's move on to other news that may interest you all. First up, we have an Amber Heard source responding to Kate Moss's testimony. The Aquaman actress's comment in court have been addressed by a person close to her, according to EW when the court proceedings were still in effect. The source went on to state that, according to the testimony, Johnny Depp did not mistreat the former girlfriend. This means his score now is 1 for 2 in the abusing department. But he brought up the fact that the Pirates of the Caribbean star lost the identical lawsuit in England, so he is currently 0 for 1 in court on the crucial point in the case. No matter how hard his attorneys try to deflect the jury's focus, he will be 0 for 2 when they debate that one question in this case, whether Amber Heard can use her right to freedom of speech. Well, it's safe to say that that statement did not seem to age well for Amber or her source. Next up, Amber Heard requests an appeal of the Johnny Depp defamation trial judgment. Following the judge's denial of Heard's plea for a mistrial earlier this month, an appeal was filed. Juror fraud was mentioned by Heard's defense team as evidence that one of the jury members on the case was not legitimately summoned to serve. The defense team claimed in court records that the two jurors share a home and have the same name. The motion was dismissed by presiding judge Penny Ascarade and gave Johnny's legal team the opportunity to refer to it as, and we quote, desperate and frivolous. A Depp spokesman provided the following statement to EW when asked about the appeal on Thursday. He stated the jury had deliberated for 6 weeks, heard the substantial evidence, and made a unanimous decision that the defendant had repeatedly slandered Mr. Depp. He went on to state that they continue to believe in their claim and are confident that the verdict will stand. The United States actress had already stated that she would be filing a motion to appeal that verdict, and that's exactly what she did this time. As justification for the filing, Heard's legal team stated that the judge made errors that hindered a just and equitable verdict compatible with the First Amendment. Additionally, her team presented a statement provided to EW on Thursday that they are appealing the verdict. While we are aware that today's filing will set Twitter ablaze, there are steps we must follow to ensure justice and fairness. This appeal would be in response to Heard's 2018 Washington Post op-ed, which described her experiences as a victim of domestic violence, was found to have willfully and maliciously defamed Depp, according to a verdict rendered by a jury in Fairfax County, Virginia in June. Although the text itself had not named ex-husband Johnny Depp, it had still had a tremendous impact on his work and his personal life. We think this was a nice reminder that justice does prevail. Lastly, let's take a look at the two parting remarks once the case had been adjourned. Once the trial had ended, we had some mixed reactions from both parties and their social media fans that followed. Following the decision, Heard released a statement that read that the disappointment she feels tonight is beyond words. She went on to state that she was devastated that the weight of facts and evidence provided in court still couldn't hold up to her ex-husband's power, influence, and sway. Amber also added that she was terrified of what this verdict would mean for future survivors and their experiences to get justice. On the other hand, we had the Willy Wonka actor express his humbleness at the outcome and the outpouring of support. He said he owed it to his children and to everyone who has continued to stand by him. The victor stated that he only wished to speak the truth, and now that he's finally done that, he feels at peace. That's a wrap on this video. What are your thoughts on the whole Depp and Amber debacle? Let us know in the comments below, and we will see you in the next one.